Hi, everybody. Today I'm going to talk about my health journey, navigating challenges, and finding perspective over 55. My health journey has been difficult to say the least, and the last couple of weeks I've had some challenges that I wanted to share and hopefully maybe be able to help some other people deal with some of what I'm dealing with, if anybody else is even experiencing what I'm experiencing. Um, so I wanted to share basically my perspectives, my thoughts, and how I'm trying to get through this very difficult time in my cycles. So, some things that have happened, or some good news, actually, some good news first. I'm actually starting to gain some weight again, which I know that that's not super exciting for a lot of people because a lot of people are on the other side trying to lose weight. For me, I was so skinny and so thin that it was just unbelievable. So I am starting to gain some weight. I'm happy about that. It's not a lot of weight, but I think maybe a pound a week is a very positive thing for me. And it is funny because the more weight that I gain, obviously the more bulk I get, the more I just gain weight back and gain muscle and gain, I don't know, tendons and bone and all the other stuff associated. I'm not really getting heavy. So all the weight that I'm gaining is somehow on the inside, mostly muscle and probably just mass. So I'm happy about gaining weight. That's kind of exciting. For me, it is. My diet currently has been mostly consisting of ground turkey. I eat a lot of ground turkey. It's one of the more inexpensive meats that I can actually eat right now and fill up on and not be broke. Ground turkey somehow is still priced well. I can't afford ground beef. I can't afford a lot of stuff. But ground turkey, somehow I can afford it, and I'm happy about that. I'm hoping the secret doesn't get out and they force the price of ground turkey up too, because it's about all I can afford. So I eat some ground turkey. I do eat some peanut butter again. I eat some peanuts, which I'm happy about that. I like peanut butter and peanuts. Somehow the peanut butter doesn't really seem to be negatively impacting me like it was before. And I'm not exactly sure why that would be. That doesn't make sense. So I got not a delivery this week, but I got a delivery a couple of weeks ago from Walmart, and they forgot to add all my ground turkey. Like I don't know, 5 little packages of ground turkey that I was planning on eating over the period of a couple of weeks, and they left all that off my order and delivered it. And instead, I don't know if it's instead, but what they did deliver was a gallon of 2% milk, which I didn't hate. It was actually kind of good. They delivered that and 2 boxes of ice cream sandwiches, which is probably the last thing in the world that I needed, um, and maybe even not good for me. Well, of course it's not good for me. It's an ice cream sandwich, but obviously there with all the sugar and all the stuff in it, there's more to it for me than just being an ice cream sandwich. Um, so I got 2 boxes of ice cream sandwiches, which I did break into, and I have to say they were delicious. They sent me these Neapolitan ice cream sandwiches, which have obviously strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate in the ice cream sandwich, which was a chocolate ice cream sandwich. I mean, who knew they even made these anymore? I don't know if they're trying to get me to start ordering more ice cream sandwiches or get hooked on ice cream sandwiches. I don't know. But I'm glad to say that I didn't eat them all immediately. And it did get pretty hot where I live for a couple of days, and it was kind of nice to be able to eat an ice cream sandwich to cool off and enjoy something sweet. But that was kind of funny that of all people in the world and all the things that they could have sent me, they sent me milk and ice cream sandwiches. I thought that was kind of funny, considering the fact that I just didn't need ice cream sandwiches. So those ice cream sandwiches kind of started me out thinking that I could probably drink the milk. So I started drinking the milk, and I had actually ordered a while back. I ordered a bag of powdered milk. I like powdered milk because I get on kicks of milk where I like milk, and then I don't drink it fast enough if it's in a carton, and it goes bad really quick. So I was happy to have some powdered milk, but after I drank that carton of milk, and I was drinking, like I said, some powdered milk. I started having like serious problems, and I'm not sure exactly what it is with milk, but somehow milk is causing me like pretty serious problems. It makes me have horrible inflammation. It causes me terrible problems with my neuropathy, and I just there's a whole laundry list of problems that it causes. And I know there's sugar in milk and there's lactose and other things, but it was just weird that all of a sudden I had this like horrible problem with milk, and it kind of makes sense now because, well, it doesn't make sense, but it makes me think that this could be the problem that I was having with whey protein and just general milk stuff, anything with milk in it. I might be also with, in some cases, I was eating yogurt, Greek yogurt, and just yogurt in general. And I can remember back having problems and not associating it with milk or whey protein, but definitely having problems. Now I'm wondering if, I mean, I don't know if it's the milk or the stuff in milk or the whey protein maybe causing me problems, but somehow milk and just milk anything was causing me problems. It doesn't seem like cheddar cheese was causing me problems. At least I don't feel like it is. But as I was drinking the milk, a gallon of milk over a period of, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, um, and then I did actually, well, I drank most of the 2% milk that I had, and then I was drinking the powdered milk, and yeah, it was probably like, I don't know, 7 days. It was probably like an entire week. I was drinking milk, and things just slowly got worse and worse with my metabolism, and things just got worse. And I went on to AI, ChatGPT, and Google, Gemini, and and it said that it's possible that I could be allergic to milk, which I don't think I'm allergic to milk. I've never had problems like that before. I just think that the milk was causing me metabolic problems. And I'm curious to see if anybody has some of the same things happening to them that may see this video and can share their thoughts or share what their experience is and how they addressed it. The only way I could address it was I just stopped drinking milk. I stopped making powdered milk, and or making milk out of my powdered milk. And I did drink all that milk. I was thinking that I was getting a good protein boost by drinking milk, but it caused me more problems than it did me benefit. I'm just lucky so far that I haven't had any problems necessarily eating my ground turkey, because that's about all I can eat without having problems. Yeah, I'm just hoping that I'm able to eat some protein and get protein back in my diet that's not milk. But yeah, that milk just caused me problems that I can't even explain the problems. It was just a laundry list of things that it was causing me issues with. And almost the day that I stopped drinking it, I started seeing things starting to resolve and getting a little bit better. Which, like I said, I don't understand it. I'm not a healthcare worker. I'm not a medical specialist. It doesn't make sense to me at all. But it's the truth, and it was so weird. And I'm starting to slowly get better and better every day that I stay away from the milk, which sounds crazy because milk is supposed to be healthy. Um, so yeah, every day seems to get a little tiny bit better. I really like to take all these health issues that I'm having and I bounce it off of Google Gemini and Chat GBT and GPT, and I bounce it off all these AIs. And it's funny because sometimes they come back with differing responses, and then sometimes they all come back with the same responses, which is good. I'm glad they I'm glad they use different resources, kind of, because at least you can get a pretty good understanding of what's going on by pinging a couple of these different AIs, and that is pretty helpful. So I think that I'm now understanding why my weight was blowing up and down so fast. Like I feel like when I was eating, not necessarily the ground turkey or the burgers when I was eating burgers, but when I was eating anything besides protein, beef, or turkey, if I added anything else to my diet that had any kind of carbs in it, it would it would really add a lot of water weight to my body. So I was blowing up in weight, quickly accelerating in weight by adding a lot of water weight. And I had mentioned it here on the channel before that I was having to go to the bathroom constantly, and I think that was literally just the water, and my body trying to get rid of some of the water that I was accumulating. And it's funny because when my smart scale actually worked, it said that there was a lot of water in my system. And I think that a lot of those times when I really increased my weight exponentially quickly, it was because of just literally water weight being added in my system because of carbs and sugar. And I'm not gonna lie, I love the sugar. I love cookies. I love cupcakes. I love all those things, and I've finally been able to not necessarily eat it as a course. I would eat it as a treat, but even eating it as a treat, it was making my weight just quickly accelerate up, and then obviously on the other side of that, when I realized that I was having problems and I started having physical problems, I would wean off of whatever carbs and sugars I was eating. My water weight would drop off, and I would lose a pound or 2 pounds over the period of like a night or a couple of days, a day or 2 days. And I think that's why I was really just getting so much weight so quickly and then losing weight so quickly. It makes a lot of sense. And my actual smart scale actually did show me that, but I just didn't know that that's what it could have been from. I mean, it would say that I had like, I don't know, 50% more water weight than previously. And if I tied it back to, if I had a diary of what I actually ate, I'd probably be able to tie it back to those days when I ordered groceries and I had some cookies and some other sugar and carbs that I probably didn't need. I think I would see my weight obviously go up on those days, and then if I had my diary showing the day that I stopped eating those things, my weight would quickly go back to where it was. And I seem to be like, well, back to my weight. I seem to be like hovering around a certain weight. I'm still probably 20 pounds light. I could probably gain 20 to 25 more pounds. and I'd be like in the right area. But yeah, so the weight is just like it's really hard to manage. It goes up and comes down so fast. I'm trying to stay consistent with eating ground turkey, some carrots, some kiwi fruit. I'm trying to stay consistent with eating those things and staying away from the carbs as much as I can. I'm glad that when I was a kid, I played video games because back when I was a kid, which it was a couple days ago, it was more than allotted time. But when I was a kid, we played video games. We played video games that were more associated with problem solving than just gunning, running and gunning. Although, I mean, we did play a lot of running and gunning video games. There was a lot of problem solving in those games. Like there was games like Duke Nukem, and I can't even remember all the names of the games, but I remember where there was definitely, like I said, running and gunning in the game, but there was a lot of puzzle and problem solving skills you needed to get through the cycles. And I'm glad I actually I did that and I was good at it. Because to be honest, a lot of my day at this point is associated with problem solving. Like I shared on this channel before, I've literally fallen down on my house before and not been able to get up because I didn't have the strength or whatever because of whatever my cycle was at that time, whether I was having like too much sugar or whatever. Um, but the fact that if I'm laying on the floor of my bedroom or my bathroom and I can't get up because I don't have the strength in my arms or my legs, it takes a lot of problem solving skills to be able to get to where I need to get so that I can lay down and get my rest and try to get myself together. But those problem solving skills, I don't, I wonder if we even, if people can even get those problem solving skills anymore. I would love to see some of those skills be developed either in school or even, as a hobby on the side. I'd like to see that because I feel like some of these problem solving skills, and financially, I never had any problem solving skills. I had to learn all that myself. Um, but these problem solving skills, I feel like people could really use them, and there's nowhere for them to get them anymore. Where do kids learn problem solving skills if they don't have like problems to solve? And I don't know that there is problems to solve for a lot of kids anymore. I don't know how that works. I know that I have a child, and she didn't have to worry about problem solving skills. Everything was pretty much taken care of for her. So I don't know how she's gonna develop problem solving skills at this point without just crashing and burning. I don't know. So yeah, I'm curious about what you guys think about problem solving skills and how kids today are going to develop these things and how adults are developing problem solving skills. I don't know. So my hopes, I want to talk about my hopes. I am hoping that somehow I'm going to get, well, now that I'm over this hump with milk and the carbs, and I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if I'm allergic to milk. I don't think that's the case, but I think once I get over this hump with some of the metabolic issues I got from having too much milk in my system, my hopes are my health is going to start turning back to normal again, and I'm going to somehow be able to get life back on track with just doing the things that I need to do to take care of where I live and what I'm working on. Because this is I don't I mean the problem solving skills, like the immediate problems that I have, I can somehow get through, but the bigger problems, the finances, the work on my house that I need to have done, things like that, it's just it's almost impossible for me right now. And I'm hoping that some of these things will start to resolve a little bit and get a little bit easier. I mean, I know there's help out there, but not much. And I don't know if I would even get help. I don't know. anyways, yeah, I just wanted to pop on here and talk about some things that were going on in my life and some of the things that I'm working through, and I'm hoping that, I don't know, the fact that I continue to keep keeping on will give somebody else the strength that they need to keep getting on. I guess the most important thing is don't give up. Don't lose hope, because there is hope. It's just a matter of finding the right solution and getting through it. So yeah, if you followed this far, I appreciate you coming in, and if you're subscribed, thank you very much for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, please consider it. And I'm going to be talking about some interesting things in the next couple of days. I learned some things about some of the baseball and football teams that I really enjoy, and I want to share these things because I never knew this stuff, and I'm looking forward to sharing it. So if you have any sports like things that you like, and you haven't subscribed, you may want to subscribe, because I've got some really interesting stuff to talk about the Giants and about the Dodgers. If you have interest in any of those teams, I have some interesting stuff to share, and that'll be in the next couple of days. Thanks for watching, and I hope you're having a great day or having a great weekend. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.